Hello my Scrappy friends, it is Jess here from the Scrappy Sisters, and thank you for joining me for a Confessions of a Paper Addict design team layout. Now for this layout, I am working with probably my favourite cut file of all time, and it is this super cute bookworm cut file. I have only used it one other time, but I just love it. So I thought it was perfect to document these photos of my son. He had been home from school for a week with that nasty flu that went round in winter. And by the last sort of day or 2 days, he was barking very loudly, but he was feeling so much better. And he was busting to get back to school. And I told him he couldn't go back to school yet, but that Mrs. Ware would be here to teach him, and that is of course me. So he got up all on his own and put on his school uniform, which was just adorable, and I had the whole day organised to go through the day doing a bunch of different activities. We made graphs, we did some addition, we wrote a procedural text on how to make soup for lunch, and then we actually made it and ate soup. And then we made robots and counted the area. We did some reading. There was just so much done during the day. We played PE. Of course, it was a wet, rainy day and we were stuck inside, but we attempted to do a little bit of everything. The only thing I missed for the day was their language study, which of course was Japanese for their school. I can speak a very small amount of Japanese, like Hayo gozaimasu and that kind of thing, but I decided I would leave that one to the experts. So what I have gone ahead and done during all of that backtail was I stuck all my photos onto my cut file to make one big gigantic sort of piece, popped them all up on foam and put that onto my 12 by 12. I then went ahead and embellished my first little cluster down in the bottom left-hand corner, and I am now working on my second cluster. I am trying to use sort of pieces of ephemera that are of course school related, because this is a Simple Stories I Love School collection, but I also wanted to use ones that were kind of not specifically homeschool, but that kind of concept that we are at home. So it says too cool for school, because he's literally not at school and that kind of thing. And every day is an opportunity to learn, because even though he could be at home just watching TV all day, instead we decided to do some learning. So just that concept. And this was really fun. And obviously the novelty of being in prep has not worn off, and he was super eager to participate. So it was certainly no trouble. What was actually hard was coming up with enough different things for him to do. They just get through all their activities so quickly. And I know when you do like homeschooling and stuff, you don't actually learn and work from like 9 to 5 for the whole day. But this kid was just busting, and he'd be like, okay, what are we doing next? All right, what next, Mum? What are we doing next? So I planned things, but then I even had to like fly by the seat of my pants and get some inquiry-based activity where it was sorting things into living and non-living things. And yeah, it was a really fun day, which was really cool. So the collection came with these little banners that say learn. I was going to put some string on them, but I was being lazy, and I was also about 3 seconds away from having to go and pick Jack up from school, and I didn't want to be late. So I just kept them as bunting with no string. Then I just added my own little thickers that say at home. So learn at home, because I thought that was cute. Then I'm going to go ahead and put on some Hide Swap Colour Shine and a bunch of other sprays and things. So I'm going to do quite a few, because there's a little bit of open space that I just want to splatter on a little bit. So I've got black, I've got navy. I also have some yellow liquid watercolour like concentrate that I'm going to put on, and I also have silver. So I think that will just sort of help fill in some of that white space, especially down in the bottom right-hand corner. I don't want it to be too messy, but I just want to add in a little bit there. So that's this yellow watercolor concentrate. It worked really well. I wasn't sure how it would go, but it was really good. And then after I've put all these on, my cheeky silver I have not used for a long time, and I could not get the ball bearing to start rattling, which means there's just too much of the shimmery sparkly stuff sitting down the bottom of the bottle, but I just did not have time. I realised that on the little thicker sheet there was some stars, silver stars as well, so I just wanted to add those on just to pop on a little bit more of that silver throughout. And this is the end of the layout, and I was really, really happy with how this one came together and how my little clusters look and just, how it all flows. I think it's super fun. I hope you have enjoyed following along with this process video, and don't forget to check out the description box down below for a link to the Etsy shop where you will find 1,000 cut files, as well as the link specifically to this super cute bookworm cut file. You will of course also have a link to the Facebook group, so you should totally join that as well. Thanks so much for watching everyone, and I cannot wait to see you again next week. Bye.